Good Friday morning, my friends. I am Pastor Ben Hayes from First Baptist Church, Dadeville, Alabama, bringing you our thought for the day on a fantastic Friday. It is still Thursday for me. I'm pre-recording this Friday for you, and I pray that your day is going to be fantastic. Listen, the weekend's going to be great. Tomorrow, Saturday, we've got a pickleball tournament. It's going to start out at the courts down by the high school, and then it's going to come back to the church for the finale. So if you want to see some fun things, go check out the pickleball tournament from our senior adults. Right now, but don't forget Sunday morning, 8:30 and 11 worship, 9:45 Bible study. Going to be a good day. Good day. But right now, join me in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 29. Remember yesterday we were talking about Paul defending himself, saying, hey, you want to compare resumes? Check out what I've been through. Check out my Christian life. Let's see if yours has been anything near what I've experienced. But he said, the main focus of everything I do is my concern for the churches, because he's a pastor. He's an apostle. Now, look at verse 29. Kind of changes gears here a little bit. He says, who is weak? And I'm not weak. He's saying, yeah, I understand weakness. Who is made to stumble? And I do not burn with indignation. Oh, yeah, he gets it. He's got that human nature, that fallen nature that's within him that he battles. But he says, verse 30, if I must boast, I will boast in the things which concern my infirmity, the things that have to do with my weakness. Why? The God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who is blessed forever, knows that I am not lying. He knows his life. Look, here's the thing. You could brag about things, and the people around you don't get it. They don't understand because they don't know the truth. But God knows the truth. So be careful what you're boasting about, because God knows exactly what's going on in your life. And Paul is saying, look, there are things in my life I am not proud of. Can you imagine what he must have gone through every day of his life, thinking about the day that Stephen was martyred? Can you think about it? Because he was there standing by, giving his approval, watching over the cloaks of the guys who were actually throwing the rocks, of all the families that he destroyed before he met Jesus on the road to Damascus. He says, God knows everything. Guess what? He knows your past too. He knows my past too. He knows how horrible we've been. He knows how good we've been. And guess what? As good as you have ever been, it is not good enough to make it into heaven. That's why Jesus died on the cross of Calvary. So you don't have to be good enough. He's good enough for us. And when we trust in him, he imputes his righteousness to us. That's what gets us into heaven. Look at what he continues. He says, in Damascus, the governor, under Aretas the king, was guarding the city of the Damascenes with a garrison, desiring to arrest me. But I was let down in a basket through a window in the wall and escaped from his hands. Not one of Paul's proudest moments, is it? We dealt with that in our sermons as we've journeyed through the book of Acts when that happened. Can you imagine the Apostle Paul, the great Apostle Paul? And he goes to one of the churches and says, hey, Paul, we learned about how you escaped in Damascus. Was it an angel of the Lord that came down and blinded all of the guards? Was it God who just miraculously lifted you up and took you outside of the walls of the city? How, Paul? How did Paul deliver you from the enemy in Damascus? And Paul says, well, it's kind of like this. I hid in a basket, and some guys tied ropes to it and lowered me down outside the wall in the darkness of night. And then I kind of slunk off, sneaking away, trying to get away. You see the thing? Paul says, I've got nothing to brag about, because every good thing that's happened in my life has happened because God did it. Sometimes he did it miraculously, and sometimes he did it in ways that just show me how weak I truly am. And look at verse 1 of chapter 12. We're going to close there. He says, it is doubtless not profitable for me to boast. He says, I have nothing in this life to brag about, because all the good that's ever happened has come from God. That's true in your life too, if you're a Christian. That's true in my life. And we need to recognize that. If I'm going to boast, I'm going to boast in Jesus. Think about that today. See you back here on Monday. Hope to see you on Sunday. Be blessed.